How does trauma affect your posture? And how do events get stuck in the posture? Let's talk about that. I've been really interested in the notion of posture and trauma in terms of how events get stored in the body, but how those events stay alive because of the way the posture remains whatever it was when the event happened. For example, if you're 4 or 5 years old and you're growing up in a home where people are screaming and yelling and there's abuse, and you're curling your shoulders up and your head's going down and your breathing is getting shallow because your body's entering a freeze response. Developmental trauma usually would mean that this child was developing in this response. We tend to think of developmental trauma as developing in the environment. So I'm developing within the domestic abuse, within the yelling, within the terror and the pain and the anger. That's true. But what are we developing in? We're developing in bodies that are responding and reacting to these events. So when someone says trauma is not the event, it's the body's response to the event. One of those responses is posture. And freeze response is often this. The body's trying to pull in to not be seen, to become invisible, and to practically do this so that we can protect our vital organs in the front part of our body, in our sternum, our chest, our belly. So what does this have to do with trauma and healing trauma? Well, think about what it feels like to walk into a room like this compared to this. And you can do this with me. If you're listening to the podcast, you might want to go over to the YouTube video now to get a sense of what I'm doing. But try it with me. So pull your shoulders up, back, and down. And then feel how much breath you're able to get in from this posture. And look around the room. What's it like to take in your space with this open chest, with this deeper breath? Now, raise the shoulders, curl the chest in forward a little bit, and notice what it's like to breathe and take in the space from here. Now, what I'm reporting in my body as I do this, what I'm tracking, is a lot of fear, a lot of expected danger or threat, feeling very vulnerable when my shoulders are curled up like this. But when I pull them back, I feel my perception shift. It's like something in my brain transforms. And I'm taking in the room from a place of safety. I'm not expecting danger or threat. Our posture sends many signals to our nervous system and our brain, and even our perception of the world around if we're in danger or if we're in safety, if we're able to connect or if we must be suspicious of other people and things. And so when the posture is braced, when there's a tightness happening, the body is expecting something bad to happen and it's preparing, it's bracing for impact. But when we're soft and open, the body's not expecting anything to go wrong. And the way we're able to show up and connect to people in spaces completely transforms. Now, I personally find this interesting because I have a lot of postural experience. When I was growing up, I was born in an intersex body. So my body developed a lot of female sex traits like breast tissues, wider hips. I was unable to put on muscle. And I was very soft and gained fat very easily in places women tend to, during puberty in particular. My estrogen levels were really high, and none of that really changed until I was around 10th grade. And then I started making more testosterone, and then I started developing more male. So I felt like I had these two puberty experiences. But what happened when I was in 5th, 6th, and 7th grade was a lot of sexual trauma. The boys in my class who were developing as a normal boy would noticed that I was developing breasts and hips and was much more feminine. So I learned to curl my shoulders inward as much as I could to hide my developing breasts. A lot of girls and women listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about. I thought if I hid them, I wouldn't attract unwanted attention, because the attention I got for having breasts led to being raped, led to sexual assault, led to sexual harassment, and endless bullying. So my body developed this posture, this shame posture of trying to hide, and it maintained that posture into my 20s. This is what actually got me into somatics. I was in a therapy session. This was 2 or 3 years after having top surgery. So I was living as a male, which I am, but I was living as if I was not an intersex male. I told nobody about my history. I was passing with my shirt off because I got really good surgery, and I just felt like I had a new life ahead of me. Yet I was constantly experiencing migraine headaches, sometimes three a week. And three migraine headaches for me were like 7 days worth of migraines, because I would get it on day one and it would take till day 2 or 3 for me to actually come out of the migraine fully. I was completely debilitated. And then when I was working with this somatic therapist, I started seeing a chiropractor, and I was learning that my shoulders were still curling in to hide the breasts that I didn't have. And that was a light bulb experience for me. I finally understood this is what it means by the body holds your trauma. The body holds your memories. I consciously, psychologically worked through my sexual trauma, my sexual assault trauma, with dozens of psychiatrists, psychotherapists, licensed clinical social workers, coaches, meditation teachers, hypnotists. I mean, you name it. I worked with so many people about this, to the point where I felt really comfortable talking about it. I wasn't feeling as haunted by it anymore. Yet, my posture didn't change because my body didn't update to my survival. It was still expecting this bad thing to happen if my chest was being shown. So the last 10 years of my life have been dedicated to different kind of therapies to bring my shoulders and my back and my muscles into a completely new alignment, so they're not by default curling inwards to hide from the world. And it's been a massive part of me developing the capacity to be seen by people, to even make this video, which is something I would have never done pre-2020. So I'm sharing this in hopes that you can go into your body and ask, what are the postures? What are the reflexive, kind of automatic baseline ways my body holds itself based on historic trauma, based on past abuse or stressors or overwhelm or crisis? What situations created a posture response that my body still lives in even when nothing bad is happening? Even notice right now, how straight is your spine? Are your shoulders back? Are you breathing shallowly into the top part of your chest, or are you going deep into your belly? Do the muscles in your face feel relaxed and you're able to look all around? Or do you feel kind of like there's a tunnel vision, your periphery is cut off and your face is very tense? These are all signs that the body is expecting threat, that is holding a posture of readiness for something to go wrong. And that affects your life. It affects how you eat, how you sleep, the friends you make, and how you're able to connect and be seen in the world. So I hope this gives you more of a sense of Bessel van der Kolk's work, The Body Keeps the Score. It's not just about the cells. It's not just about a rapid heart rate. It's about your actual bones transforming and shape-shifting to try to protect you even when you don't need protection. That is a massive sign and result of a body that's still holding on to a traumatic event. I'd like to end this episode with a very short practice to play with this posture. So sit somewhere where your spine can be supported, whether it's against a wall, whether it's even laying on the floor or the ground, or sitting on a chair like I am. And wherever you are, pull your shoulders up, pull them back, and pull them down. I'm going to do that sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So shoulders up, shoulders back, shoulders down. And first, notice while you do that how comfortable that is. If it's really tight and feels really unnatural, that's kind of teaching you that your shoulders are used to rolling forward. So just notice that. And with your head being supported as well, you may want to put a pillow over your belly if you want a little extra comfort, or your hands. And look around the room very slowly. Twist your head as far as you can around the room, to the right and to the left. And as you do this, we're actively scanning for things that we like in the room. We're trying to show this animal body that right now there is no actual danger in this room. And you're scanning to see what parts of me feel that. And while you notice this, stretch your arm out, one at a time, and open the hand as you do this, like this. And look around the room as you stretch this arm out, because when your body's stuck in freeze, it's doing this. It doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't want to take up space because it believes that being seen and taking up space will be met with something dangerous. This is especially true if you've had abuse. So opening the arms, opening the chest, pulling the shoulders back, Taking a deep breath, looking around, it starts to show the body, I'm moving, I'm breathing, I'm in a more open, not bracing posture, and nothing bad has happened. Now, some of your bodies will instantly, feel this real relief. Some might even get exhausted because letting go of all the bracing can be really tiring and you might need a little nap. Others, your bodies won't even respond to this. It will say, nope, I don't trust it. Whatever happens, you're learning where your body is. The purpose of this practice is not to heal you of trauma, is to assess your body's capacity for trusting non-threat and starting to learn maybe what posture and what parts of your body are constantly braced in preparation. Thank you for watching today's episode. Please like and subscribe if you found it useful, and let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. I have developed a 4-week self-paced course that takes 18 years of my personal and professional experience and puts it into one place where you can easily and quickly learn the foundations of recovering from stress and trauma. How does the food you eat affect your stress levels? How do the relationships in your life create stress or peace? How does the relationship you have with your body allow you to feel happier and more settled? I will cover all this and so much more in this 4-week self-paced course. And the best part, it's self-paced. You don't have to sign up at a certain date or finish it at a certain time. It's yours for life, and it's waiting there for you when you're ready to finish it. Throughout this course, I'll be teaching you philosophies and practices that combine my 3 favorite modalities: somatic experiencing, embodied parts work, and nutrition. For more information on this course, click on the link in my episode details.
Getting there, it was just, I could tell something special was about to happen.
There's just something about in-person retreats that just doesn't compare to online space.
Minla is outstandingly beautiful. Why not be there with Luis and his team?
My body knew that something intense was going to happen in the most beautiful way.
It was all about getting what each and every one of us needed and what the community needed.
My biggest takeaway is that I got introduced to myself.
We're just a bunch of misfits trying to find community with one another, and that's where my heart just blasted open because I felt like seen, and yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it.
Oh, and I forgot to mention something very important. I'm offering a $700 discount for anyone who registers before April 15th because this is our last US-based HLN team retreat until 2027. In 2026, we'll be doing this in Europe. So if you want to get in this year in upstate New York, in America, please visit holisticlifenavigation.com, click on events, find the retreat, and when you go to the registration page, make sure you type in the discount code HLN700. And as long as it's before April 15th, you get $700 off your entire purchase. So check the calendar right now, and if it's before April 15th, go register, enjoy the discount, and I cannot wait to see you there.